Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, depending on where in the world you are, mi gente. Happy Sunday, and welcome to the last part 3 of this 3-part series where we talk to Soul Toucha the Poet from the King and I Life podcast. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram at itsmi.chelle. Like, subscribe, click that notification bell so you don't miss out on any content. All right, mi gente, let's go.
I see you. It's me. It's me. It's me. It's me. It's me, Shell, bitch.
Hey, gente! Welcome back to another week of the It's Me, Shelle podcast. And remember, my job is to make your road to Friday a lot easier.
Yes.
All right, so it's time. And this is a very redundant name. It's the fiery seat of heat. And I did an interview once, and the person I interviewed was like, "Well, if it's a fiery seat, what else would it be?" I was like, "Of heat. Like, what's up?"
Stop it.
I said, "What's up?"
Oh my.
Yeah, I was like, you coming for me? Please, it's the fiery seat of heat.
Oh
Okay.
my.
And this is when we get a little personal. We get a little
Okay.
personal in this segment.
I'm
And
ready.
I do keep changing the name because I'm just like, well, maybe it is a little redundant, but now I really don't care. It's a fiery seat of heat, like it or not. Okay.
Right.
That's just it
Okay.
is what it is, people. And this one's gonna be with Laco Mai because that's your girl.
Yes, Laco Mai.
And because she could be super ignorant.
Quieres mucho, tú quieres mucho.
Listen, she's gonna be super ignorant because at this
Oh
point
my
she can say whatever she
God.
wants. So this is gonna be like Omai's bochinche corner,
Oh my
and we're
God.
gonna get personal, like Omai style. All right, all
All
right.
right.
Hold on, I want to fix. Like, what was it? Well, who is it? Was it my levels is good? My levels is good. R.I.P. All right, so I'm just gonna ask you about you because Sunsoul isn't here.
Okay.
So I'm gonna ask you about you. All right. So first question is, are you involved with anyone?
I'm single.
Oh, you single and ready to mingle?
Yes, I am single, ready to mingle.
Oh, pero qué es eso? Oh my God, yo. So now that you single and ready to mingle, have you been actively looking for a girl?
You mean a relationship?
Yeah,
Some understanding, thinking about a future day we was planning. Nah. Honestly, I I put it to you like this: it's gonna take a hell of a woman to have me be in a relationship.
Ooh, all right, we're gonna get spicy. So, okay, so
Yeah.
what are you looking for in your future partner?
Open-minded. She has to be not independent, but she can't be retarded. And what I mean by that, and I know people say, "Oh, you can't use that word." Damn that. You have to have common
That's
sense.
very PC to me.
I can't stand a woman that says I can't do a certain thing. And it's like before me, you were single. So it's like, how did you manage before me? It's like you know, I don't want to hear that you don't know what's wrong with your car. It's like you're grown. Like, what the fuck? Like,
Right. How long have you had that car? Why don't you know what to do with it?
right. Why don't you know how to set the cruise control? Like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, the
Oh
fuck
my God.
out I mean, honestly, like I
Cruise
want to
control.
I want a woman who knows how to cook. I want a woman who understands that I like my laundry a certain way or don't touch it. I want a woman who knows that I'm a man and I like to be babied. Like fucking I want the fucking cuddling. I want you to mother me at certain times. I don't want you to smother me. I don't want you to be overbearing. I also need you to understand that when I want my space, I need my guy to get the fuck out of my face.
Oh, bitch, get out the way.
Right.
Um, you know,
You
I,
want
I,
the big spoon, little spoon?
I want to, look, spoon, put your ass up against me in the night. Let me hold your titty when I sleep because
Right.
if I need to lay on your chest and hear your heartbeat, I need that. Um, I need you to be motivational. I need you to be um, I look. I don't want to be the one to make all the plans. I need you to be like, hey, this is what we're doing, and I'll be
Right.
like, all right, cool. Um, I need I need this woman to understand I do not like surprises. Period. I don't care what the fuck it is. Do not surprise me with anything. But other than that, I'm simple.
Oh, I like, yeah, simple.
Yeah,
Está
right.
bien. DKU simple. Okay. So speaking of simple, I noticed that you like to write poetry.
Yes, I like to write poetry.
You called it just a couple of minutes ago. What is it? Late night writes in a
Yes,
message. Okay. All right.
yes.
So have you written any poetry for anybody in your life now? Like you said you're not in a relationship, but whether future or past or, the present, have you written any poetry for any of them girls?
I typically don't write poetry for a person if they ask me to.
Okay.
Um, and I don't do that because it's kind of like a demand, so to speak. It's like um, you it's kind of like your significant other or a person of interest says, can you write something for me? And they have a certain expectation of it. And if I'm not in that mindset when you ask
Mm,
me, it's like, all right, I'll write something for you. And I have to sit back and force myself to think about something. But let's just say I see you and I see something about you, and it's like, all right, I can write like that. But don't say, hey, I want you to write something about me, because it's like you might get on my fucking nerves. And you may be talking sweet to me that day or that moment, but you probably got on my nerves earlier, or I just want to be around you. Then you say write something for me, and it's like you don't want me to do that. Or if I'm not feeling you like that, it's like you don't
oh,
want
it's
me to
gonna be
write.
like Eminem when he was writing for Kim, all them skits when he was.
Yeah, it's like it won't be that brutal, but it'll be forced, and it won't come. I won't like it. If I You might like it, but I won't like it because I know it's not coming from a genuine place.
Oh, okay. All right. So, what's one thing you wish you did different in life, if there's anything you wish you did different?
Um, Waited to get married and have my first child.
Mm.
That's the one. Other than staying active duty for 20 years, that will be the main thing. Waiting to get married my first time and have my first child.
Aw. How old is your first child?
He's 29.
Oh, he grown.
Yeah, yeah. I was 20 and his mother was 18 when he was born.
Oof. Do you guys still talk? You.
Not as much. And to be fully transparent, like, yes, our marriage was shit. Our divorce was shit. Our relationship after was hit or miss. They were in Arkansas, I was here, so I wasn't a physically present father. So, we as us three had to deal with that. So we got to a place where we were okay, but the absence, the all that, the resentment, all that, it was still there for all three of us. Then we got to a point to where her and I were best friends, would talk damn near every day about damn near everything. We would laugh and joke about each other's relationships, the bullshit that we was going through, like my relationships, my other two marriages, and all my other floozies and the shit that she was going through. And we would laugh and joke about the bullshit our son was going through. Then it got to a point this year where it's, because my youngest son, he was, doing track and soccer, and I
Mhm.
was always posting everything that he was doing. And one day out the fucking blue, I think it was maybe June, July, or something like that, she hit me up and she was like, "Oh, you're posting this, that, and the other, and people are acting like that's your only child." I'm like, huh? I'm like, everybody knows I have two sons, and like, what the fuck? And
Mm.
you know, she had said something. She was going on and on and on, and she was like, "Well, I'm still hurting for the little boy that needed you when he was little." I'm like, this nigga is 29. So I'm like, what the fuck? Like, everybody's goal in life is to do better than what they did before.
Mm.
And the one thing that you should appreciate about a person is growth. I was not the ideal or perfect father that I should have been, wanted to be, or needed to be in my eyes. First and foremost, in my eyes, fuck what everybody else's think. I wasn't that in my eyes. So when it comes to my second son, it's like, okay, I know I can do better. I was not always the perfect father for my second son either, but I have the opportunity to do a lot of things better and different. So when I'm sitting there, a proud father of all these things that I have the physical opportunity to participate in: soccer games, college visits, track meets, and giving him his first car and having those father son talks, and I can do that. And it's like, for her to come at me like that and say that, I'm like, you know what? Fuck you. I, you know what? I hope you enjoy your motherfucking life, because it's like, yo, Slim, you still in Arkansas, and your life is not where it should be at your age.
Mm.
And it's like, I'm progressing, I'm growing as a father and as a man, and things is what it's going to be. I can't change the fucking past. Only thing I do is live for the future. And it's like, my son, my oldest son came here in 2020 to get
Mm-hmm.
his life together, but he chose to come back to Arkansas. And it's like, bruh, are you sure? You should stay here. I can help you do. He chose to go back there. So it's like, I
It's his
can't.
choice.
You grown. So for her
Right.
to come at me and say she's still hurting for the little boy that needs you, it's like, pardon my French to her, and no disrespect for her, it's like, bitch, please. Like, yo, I'm not doing this with you, because you're speaking from a place of personal hurt. You're not
Right.
speaking for our child. You're not speaking for anything else. You're speaking for the shortcomings that you have had in your life. So it's like, you know what? I'm good.
Yeah, I was gonna say that, but you already said it for me because yeah, she's coming from a place that's kind of personal.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's see. So I want to see what other questions I have for you because I'm nosy. Let me see. Let me see.
Oh Lord, open up the gates. Ah.
Listen, during this segment, I always think I'm like a matchmaker. So, ladies,
Oh
if you're
shit.
looking for love, look no further.
Look.
But just go show your love by liking, following, subscribing to the King and I Life podcast. You see how I did that? You see how I just
Yeah,
made that
yeah.
switch right there? All
Yes,
right.
yes.
So, my nosy self noticed that you've been traveling to a lot of different places, and we spoke about this earlier already. You were
Mhm.
recently in NYC and you didn't even tell nobody. You just stopped to say hello. I know where your priorities lie.
Guys,
Um,
stop it.
Listen, you went to go get yourself a slice. You didn't say what's. All right. So I wanted to ask, and I think we already touched base on this a little bit, but I'm nosy anyway. What was your favorite place to visit while you was in New York? Let's change it up a little bit.
New York, period, is always my favorite place to visit.
We lit.
Um, like I always, if I have time, I always take people by 183rd University. I take, hey, this is where I used to live. Take people to Grand Concourse. This is where my grandmother used to
Oof.
live. Um, I take people to Sheepshead Bay, where King's Community College is, the street that I lived on. The college actually demolished that and took over that street. It was called Quentin Street.
Mhm.
Um, at the end of Sheepshead Bay. So I used to take people back there. Um, uh, a good pizza spot, Dominican food, well, Spanish food. Um,
Can't be Dominican.
yeah. But how the Spanish food. Um, I know a lot of people that I went to school with in Germany who've never been in New York, so they like Times Square and shit like that. So, I take them there and stuff like that. And because I love talk shows, everybody loves talk shows now.
Oh, well, that was going to be my last question, my last nosy question.
Okay, well, okay. Get to your other questions and go to that one last.
Listen, so is there a talk show that you really enjoyed, like your favorite talk show that you've been to? Because I know you've been to Rachel Ray twice. I'm telling you, I'm nosy. You
Yeah.
did it twice. So is there a favorite one that you like to kind of like sit back and be an audience and talk and take pictures with and all that stuff?
The only thing is you can't take pictures, but
Damn.
I don't know if I have a favorite, because yes, I've been to Rachel Ray twice. I've been to The Chew twice. I've been to The View twice. I've been to Good Morning America 2, 3 times. I've been to Dr. Oz like 3 or 4 times. I've been to Harry Connick Jr. I went to Trevor Noah. I went to Tonight Show. I went to Drew Barrymore. I went to Tamron Hall. Um, uh,
Damn, you seasoned.
Kelly and Ryan. Did I say Harry Connick? Yes, I said Harry Connick
Yes.
Jr. Went to Wendy like 4 times. I only went to Wendy 4 times because I went one. But the first time I went to Wendy, I was at work. This is when I was doing security and I was sitting in the break room. And
Mhm.
Wendy was on TV and it was like, if you want to be an audience member, go to wendy.com and request tickets. And I was like, let me request tickets. And I was telling people I'm going to Wendy. People was like, what the fuck you want to go to Wendy for? I was like, I just want to go. Like, this is what I do. I do random shit. Like, it's like, come on, life is short. I want to go. So went to Wendy. I took a friend of mine and they saw us on TV and they was like, yo, next time you go, let me know. I was like, see, just like
Right.
icing, just like icing. See, I told y'all. So I've probably taken probably like 10, 15 people to talk shows and they fucking love it. And
Oh, that's what's up. Look
yeah,
at you giving back to the community.
yeah, and it's like people's like, oh, how much it costs? Like, no, tickets is free. Just go to this website and blah 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 and do this and do that. I had a friend of mine that I went to school with that got Sherry Shepherd tickets before me. I'm kind of pissed about that, but I'm happy because it's like, yo, you know, it's one of those things to where it's like step outside your comfort zone. Um,
Right.
yeah, and the one thing I liked about Good Morning America is Michael Strahan is on there. He actually went to school in Germany, where I went to school in Germany. So
Oh, that's
um,
what's up. Did you get to talk to him?
I did, but I didn't know him back in Germany. And when I, he was walking around the audience, and I said, so, like, he was like, "Oh yeah, Mannheim, that's Mannheim, Germany. That's, oh okay, yeah, yeah." And it was cool, but it would have been more cool. I think it would have been more cool had I actually known him back in those days. So I
Right.
probably would have got more conversation with him. But overall, the experience of going to these talk shows is fun. I will tell you, Kelly is raunchy funny.
Really?
Kelly is raunchy funny. Like, yo.
She looks a little raunchy. Isn't her husband like Hispanic or Spanish or something?
Yeah, yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
she real
yeah,
raunchy.
yeah. Like,
She know how to act.
let me tell you, when I went to her show, they were doing this exercise thing, and she was all bent over, and she was making all kind of fucking jokes about her being bent over, and I was like, "Hey, did Kelly say that? Like, yo, wait a minute, she's like a potty mouth and shit." Like, but it was all love.
Oh, that's what's up. And listen, just like that, you survived the fiery seat of heat with La Comay, and that wasn't too bad,
Yes,
right?
yes, Laco, my girl.
You was fine. You survived. You did it.
Yes.
Oh, I love it. This is like some psycho.
Let me digress.
An unseen.
Oh my.
Oh, that's awesome. All right. Well, we're almost finishing up here. And I want to know, as well as the entire world wants to know, what you working on. Like what you working on. What is Soul Toucha the Poet working on? The King and I Life podcast. What do you guys got going on?
Oh, as far as the podcast, we're just trying to broaden our topics, grow a little more and stuff like that. Trying to find that footing to where we can, just grow.
Mm,
Um, Personally, I have my own YouTube channel, Soul Toucha the Poet. I've been saying for the longest time I'm gonna put more content on there as far as poetry and stuff, but with the podcast, with the work and this, that, and the other, I kind of find it hard to find a muse. Like the late night write that I did last night, I actually
yeah.
told Alexa to put on some uh sleep sounds
Oh,
and
I could picture that. Alexa, play some rain.
and actually it was rain.
Yeah.
And that's why the one I wrote was pouring rain, the pouring rain. So I did not know that it would have that effect on me. So I told Alexa to play that. I just was like, damn, I could write to this. And I just got my phone out and started, jotting down.
Yeah.
Um, so I definitely wanted to write more, put more poetry content on Instagram and my YouTube channel. And I also want to finish my fourth book, which I started last year. Um, but I've been like, struggling with
Wait, you waited this whole time to tell me you got a fourth book? What happened to the other three?
that. Okay.
You play too many. See, and this is when she comes out because you like to play these games, and I have to put you in your place.
All right. So, okay. So I couldn't find the third one. I had a physical copy somewhere, but this is my first one. It's called Taste My Poetry, Taste My Soul. I published this in 2015. You can find this on YouTube. This is a collection of a lot of the first poems that I wrote from 97 up to 2015. Um, I always had an urge and desire to publish a book. It took me that long to publish a book for a lot of reasons because I was nervous, scared, or whatever the case may be. But I just threw a collection of poems in there and rolled with it. This is my second one. This is one is called Ballads of a Poetier, also on Amazon. This one is more so love poems and relationship
Okay.
poems. My third book is the Book of King, quotes, thoughts, quotes, and invocations. So what that one is, back for the longest time on Facebook and Instagram, I would have my own quotes that I would
Mhm.
put, and I also put them in Google Docs. So what I did is I went through all of my Facebook history and pulled all of those quotes out of there and all the ones that I had in Google Docs. I put all of them in one book. So that's my third book. Um, and my fourth book is kind of like a poetic autobiography. It's going
Mhm.
to have poetry, and it's also on talk about parts of my life, the good, the bad, the ugly, some of what we talked about here.
Mhm.
So that's what that fourth book is going to be.
Oh, that's what's up. Listen, you better send me all those links, all that good stuff, because
I
I want to
will.
make sure I put in the description. We need to get people on this. I can't believe you played too many games with me. Okay. I'm trying to think, like, how would Lakomai say your name? You played too many games with me, Achieng.
I love it.
You playing too much with me, Landy.
I love it. I love it. I love it. Yeah, but yeah, that's my my passion. That's my goal.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, yes. Make sure you send me all that stuff. It'll be in the description, mi gente. So that way you guys can show love, support, and because I want to read. Hello, I
Yes,
want to be
please,
all
please.
up. I read something all up in your business.
Yeah, so I mean, at like, a lot of my poetry, but not a lot, a good amount you can find on Facebook, my Facebook page, Soul Toucha the Poet. Um, on Instagram, you'll have to dig deep for it. But if you go to my Facebook page, you'll find a lot of it. If you go to SoundCloud, you'll find some. And my YouTube channel, you'll definitely, I have a whole playlist of my poetry videos on there. So yeah,
Oh,
definitely go check those out. I definitely get a lot of shock and awe reactions from my erotic poetry. Also,
oh.
I get a lot of reaction from my traumatic poetry, my upbringing poetry, because I'm a victim of sexual abuse and stuff like that. So
Mhm.
um, people are always fascinated that I can talk about it as a man, because we always have that stigma of men don't talk about stuff like that. But
Right,
I've come to a point in my life to where it happened. Um, I don't forget it, but it doesn't define me. It doesn't define where I'm going to go. It doesn't define who I am or what I'm going to be. I know a lot of people can't handle those traumatic incidents in life, but for me, it's like, you know what? Hey, it happened to me. I would never project that on anyone else because I don't like how it was for me. So I would never, subject anybody to that. Um, and I'm a big defender of people who go through that. So if I see it, I'm going to react. And it may be negatively, but I don't want to see anyone go through anything like that because it's very traumatic.
right. Oh, I'm so sorry you went through that. You're so strong. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
See, I'm gonna have to bring you back. We
Hey, bring me back. Like, because I
two,
mean, we
three,
talked
four.
about we
Oof,
talked about a lot, but it's a lot that we did not talk about.
exactly.
Yeah.
Oh, so y'all already know me, gente. There's gonna be a sequel
Yes.
to this. And sadly, we've reached the end of the It's Me, Shell podcast with the
Oh,
amazing Soul
man.
Toucha the Poet. And I don't want to forget to mention, because Sunsil isn't here, he's one of the hosts, one of two from the King and I Life podcast.
Yes. Shout out to my brother, son Solex. We've been rocking to each other since '88. So,
Absolutely. But before I go, I want to give you the opportunity, to give your own self a shout out. Where can people find you? Where can they tune in? How can they follow? All that good stuff. Where can they show all the love and support for y'all?
So check it out. You can follow me individually. You can find me at Soul Toucha the Poet _official on Instagram. You can find me on SoundCloud, Soul Toucha the Poet. You can find me on Facebook, Soul Toucha the Poet, or by my government name, Achieng M Landy. You can follow King and I Life podcast on all social media platforms, YouTube. We usually go live. We try to go live every Wednesday, but you can find us live Wednesdays, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So like, subscribe, and hit the bell notification so you can get that. So when we go live, you can also hit us up at www.kingandilife.com. We have a section on there if you want to be a guest on the podcast. So you can fill that out, and or just hit us up individually. And we love having guests on the show. We love doing interviews. We love shouting out to people. So yeah, King and I Life podcast, all platforms, Soul Toucha the Poet, on hashtag Soul Toucha the Poet, hashtag King and I Life podcast, you'll find us.
That's what's up. You heard me, gente. Make sure you like, follow, subscribe. What is it? Rate, review, because, we all
Yes.
make it out here and we can't do it without y'all. So make sure, you leave your comments, all that good stuff. Let's get the algorithm all the way it's supposed to be, because this algorithm ain't shit. This algorithm be doing us ratchet dirty, and I don't have time for that. None of us do. And don't forget, you can follow me Instagram at itsmi.chelle. Click the notification button on my YouTube channel so you don't miss any content. Make sure you subscribe. I always forget the order I'm supposed to do this in. Oh yeah, I have a link in my bio on Instagram. Click on that. You'll find podcast platforms, YouTube channel, all that stuff, because I don't want you to miss a thing. And I'll have all of Soul Toucha's information in the description so you guys can show love and support to him and Sunsoul X.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah, and just like that, we're going to see y'all next week. Peace and love. We out.
Holla.
I see you. It's me. 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 Shell.